Hey guys, welcome to another episode of 5 Years to 40, the podcast and community where we are talking, thinking, and taking tremendous steps throughout our 30s towards a fascinating and fabulous 40-year-old life. This community is where we face off on all the things that we're afraid of as we're getting older, as we're heading into 40, the things that we want to embrace, the things that we need to put away. We're facing off on all those things on this platform. We give tips that help you to be brave and forge on into the age of 40 to be fearless and fascinating. And so that when we get to that age, all we need to be doing is living my best life. Living your best life. That's all we want you to be doing at that age, not fixing anything. We're doing the work right now. We also like to use this platform to celebrate the people who are getting it right. We love you. We thank you for being blazing examples of the people doing the work and making it out, showing us up. We love you. We thank you for being trailblazers, right? So all of y'all out there doing amazing things, all you 35-year-olds achieving amazing things, we love you. Thank you for being who you are. Now, if you're new to the channel, we keep our conversations focused around four main topics. We talk about our careers, we talk about our relationships, we talk about our health, and we talk about our finances. Today's topic, we're going to be dealing with relationships because eventually everything's come down to a relationship, right? Okay, so today we're talking about getting over your need to be right. It's wrong to always want to be right. Right. So, unconsciously, a lot of times we do things and say things that we not even know. We behave in a way that kind of conveys that we need to be right all the time. And even if you don't notice it in yourself, other people might notice it about you. But I'm pretty sure you notice someone else who has, right? Or who behaves in that kind of way. When you think about the need to always be right, it's basically, it comes from a fear-based kind of mindset. Usually, people who behave like this are struggling with things like competition and conflict and anger and frustration. Competition is a big one because people who have a competitive mindset always feel like they always have to one up you or have the last word and all that. So a lot of people suffer that. Honestly, I think I see more in our males. We love you guys. You know I love you guys. I love all the guys on this channel, all the men who follow. But really, I think the ego thing is a little more with y'all. But women do it too. That need to be right. That need to be fussing and thinking of everything is something real. So it's no discrimination here because we know one of our base values here is no judgment, right? So I'm just saying I've noticed that guys tend to do this whole be right thing. So anyhow, let's go on to how we're gonna make sure we support each other to get past the whole needing to be right thing. If you're the person who needs to be right, or if you are being affected by somebody who needs to be right, we're dropping 3 quick tips to help you work on through it, right? Tip number 1, choose to be happy. Choosing to be happy is more important than choosing to be right. Think about it. If you are having a conversation with somebody or you're having an interaction with somebody and you have to constantly be proving to be right, you don't need to prove anything. You're self-approved, you're a wonderful human being, and you don't need to be right. What if somebody else has a different mind? That is okay. You don't have to be right, all right? So you don't need to walk around here with a chip on your shoulder trying to prove anything. And if that person needs to be right, I feel like it's okay to let them and just choose to be happy. I like to be happy. I choose happy every time, right? I value my peace of mind far more than I value the need to be right about anything else. And if that is the case where I am going on, like if I realize I'm taking an argument, unless it's something that is really important so that life is at stake, my health is, something that you need to really drive in on, then you have to stand your ground sometimes. But apart from that, I feel like it's okay to let people be right. Like, choose your peace of mind, girl. Choose your peace of mind, Jesus. Right? Leads me to the second point. Second point is tolerance. Listen, speak your truth. But understand that people have a different truth to you. That their truth can be different to yours. And that's okay. And that's something people, you grow into that. But one of my favorite quotes, I came across this quote, I don't know, maybe about 5 years ago. Maybe a little more, who knows. I had a supervisor who had that tendency to kind of always be right. And I came across this quote, thank you Jesus for sending it to me, that says, it's from Aristotle, and it goes, it's a mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain an idea without accepting it. So it's okay to have to listen to somebody and to have a conversation with somebody about something. Entertain the idea without accepting it, and you don't need to erupt. No, that's completely wrong. You know what I mean? Just entertain the idea. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to force yourself or force your opinions or your thoughts on anybody else. Just entertain the idea. Have a conversation and leave it, right? So entertain the idea without accepting it. Tolerance, huge deal. Fixes a whole host of problems in the world if people would just be more tolerant, right? And accept people for who they are. And you don't need to be right. You're not the only person to be right. And finally, final tip is to keep learning, because there's an old song that says, there are more questions than answers, pictures in my mind that will not show. There are more questions than answers, and the more I find out, the less I know. Yes, the more I find out, the less I know. My dad was a huge music buff, so he had us listen to all kinds of music all through the years. And I'm so thankful for him, because really and truly music is my home base. Anytime anything happens to me, I go right to my records, I go to music, I put on YouTube, I search stuff up, and I feel better. But I digress. What I'm trying to say is, the more you learn, the more you realize why people behave the way they do. Like, you might see somebody who come into the office, they're angry, they're upset, they have this egotistical thing where they need to always be right and them alone could be right. But when you find out more about them, you realize, oh gee, this person, that's why they're like that. They're like that because they don't have a voice somewhere else. And anyway, so everybody has their issues, but the more you learn, and that's not only on a personal basis, on a person basis, the more you learn, the more you educate yourself, the more you understand why people behave in certain ways, why the world works the way it works. And so I would say expand your threshold for thoughts by keeping learning, keep an open mind, and the more you learn, the more you'll understand and be able to tolerate and so on, right? So those are the 3 quick tips I have for if you are trying to work through the need to be right, and if you are dealing with somebody who tends to always need to be right as well. It doesn't have to be a showdown every single day. You can choose to be happy, like choose your peace of mind. Sometimes just leave things as it is. If they need to be right, let them be right. Do what you need to do. Do what you know is right, though. I'm not gonna say like not do what you know is right. Do what you know is right, but you don't need to get into it with people all the time. And then tolerance, speak your truth, but understand that you can entertain an idea. You don't have to accept it, so you need to be more tolerant. And of course, keep learning, guys. The more we learn, the more we earn, and also the more you earn trust with people, and the more you understand where they're coming from, the more you get a better appreciation of where things originate and whatnot. So yeah, keep learning, keep earning, keep tolerance going, and choose to be happy as you recover or go through the need, get through the problem of being right, or if you're dealing with somebody who needs to be right. All right, thanks so much for joining us for another episode, and remember to like and subscribe and follow and share the video if it makes sense for you or to you, and have a great night. Love you for joining us. Bye bye now.